I am a seriously sensitive person, and that means that just daily life can throw my system out of whack in all kinds of ways. The world is not kind for us HSPs. So that means I'm always looking for new ways to balance my body, because there's just constantly something that life is throwing at me that shoves me out of balance, whether it's a change in my sleep patterns, the weather, temperatures, that sort of thing. Stress levels, my body really takes it hard. So I love discovering new skills. And if you're a sensitive person, then I'm pretty sure that you also know what I'm talking about, because you're dealing with these same sorts of challenges on an everyday basis. And that's why I think this particular technique is going to be really useful to you, because it's something that I've been able to use on my own all the time. So today I'm going to teach you a basic Dien Chan facial reflexology routine. I started really using this type of practice around the start of the pandemic, because I really needed that extra support that it gave me. So I had been going for acupuncture pretty routinely at that point, and acupuncture has been one of the most helpful things I've ever done on my journey. I love it. Definitely tell everybody to give it a try. And that went away. So everything, literally everything, was shutting down. There were mandates, even though that's a health service that is pretty vital to somebody that has chronic pain issues. It was deemed unsafe, and we were all really needing to stick to just our own little bubbles. So in an effort to help with my chronic pain issues, I turned to Dien Chan, because facial reflexology was something that I could do for myself. Something like acupuncture, you really can't do on yourself. You need a professional to do it for you. And while I love going and getting professional services, absolutely love it, could not be happier to go and support my local practitioners and receive the benefits of their expertise and their skill. There are certain situations that you may be in where you can't get to an appointment when you need to, or can't fit it in your budget, or just need something late at night when no one is open. And so that's why having some skills to do things like this for yourself can really be super helpful. And I'm definitely all about being empowered to take care of yourself, so that you don't have to suffer, because there are lots of techniques that can assist you on your journey through life. Dien Chan is a form of reflexology that actually originated more recently than a lot of more Asian forms of healing. It was developed with influences from acupuncture and that sort of healing tradition, but it is a form of reflexology that you practice specifically on the face. And this is really great, because while other forms of reflexology are usually done on the hands or feet, your face is always accessible to you, and the results are supposed to be quicker with this particular modality, because your face is so deeply connected to your brain. The nerves are right there, so you are really sending messages just as quickly as possible, versus areas further from that system may take a little bit more time to send those energizing or relaxing messages throughout the brain. This particular modality relies on a principle called the form correspondence principle. And the form correspondence principle is the idea that areas of the body that are like one another in some way will respond, similarly. So essentially, the bony protrusion of your nose is similar to a spine. That's kind of one of the ideas. And basically there are maps of the body that you can project onto the face, and therefore you can find similar parts. And so that way you can actually touch and manipulate parts of the body that you wouldn't be able to otherwise. Like, you can't just touch your liver and get it to do things, but you can focus on parts of the body that correspond to that organ or other systems to create a different result than what you could otherwise. So this is a nice, fast, do-it-yourself way of approaching your own healing and well-being. One nice thing as well about Dien Chan is that it is actually meant for people to practice at home on their own. It is not something that you have to have a certification in. It is a very DIY type of healing method. And so it is really worth it to take the time to learn a few routines, and that way you can take care of yourself, say if you need to in any kind of situation. Of course, I have just a few routines memorized that are my most common things that I need, and today I'm going to lead you through a general routine that is good for stress. Because stress contributes to so many other problems, I figured that would be a great starting point for people, and then you can explore from there. So that is what we are going to go through, and I'm going to first go over a few things that you'll need to know to be able to do the routine properly. First things first, you will need some sort of tool to use on the skin. So Dien Chan is not the sort of technique you can do with just your hands. I love working with my hands, but your hands are too soft and will not create the type of precise pressure that's really needed for this particular technique to work. So you will want to have something on hand to use to create the pressure that you need. This doesn't have to be anything super complicated, so I've got a few things here. This is a pencil that happens to have a really nice smooth end instead of an eraser. So this hard, smooth end is great for creating a more precise, firm pressure against the skin. I also have this fun little pen that I got. I think this came to me in one of my eBay purchases. It was like a thank you gift that they put in the package, but it has this little kitty cat, and the ears on this actually can create a really precise impact when you need it. So this is another tool that could be used. I also have this pen that has has like a bit of a rubbery end to it. This one's less good than the pencil because sometimes if you click it too hard, it will make the pen go in and out rather than just giving you the pressure that you want, but in a pinch. And the most random of all is this little Wi-Fi router antenna that came off an old Wi-Fi unit. I found these work really super well. So if you can't find a pencil with a smooth end, then something like this can help you target different spots on the face. So you don't have to go out and spend a bunch of money, but you may have to do a little digging around in your desk or, in your pencil cup, or, maybe go buy a pencil, or, if you can beg a techie friend for an old antenna, these can be pretty good. So these are the types of tools that you'll need to be able to do this technique. The routine that I'm going to demonstrate is designed to counteract the effects of stress, which stress is something that we all deal with, and it contributes to so many different problems like immune system not functioning as well as it should. Skin problems usually flare when we're more stressed, whether you have acne or eczema or rosacea. All of those things are impacted by the general stress levels that you're under, and so this is both just one for general wellness and also great if you tend to have inflammatory skin problems. So where you're going to start, if you have your tool, you can do this along with me. It will really not take very long at all. So if you would like to, take a break, pause the video, and go find yourself a tool right now. Got your tool? We can do this together. So we're going to start with point 17, which is just inside the nasolabial folds and just above the lip. And one good thing is if you're having trouble finding the right point, you can just work more of that general area and it will still be okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm feeling just a little bit of tenderness maybe right in there. Yeah. So a little bit of sensitivity. And then you'll do the other side as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The pressure should be hard enough to where you really do feel it, but of course you don't want to bruise yourself. So do take it a little easier, like you don't have to press super, super hard. But the pressure is part of what stimulates that area, and so you do need to be a little bit more firm with this. This is not a lymphatic massage, this is reflexology, so firm pressure is good. Point 6 is next, and there really is no specific order to the numbers associated with these points. They were assigned just in the order that they were discovered, so it is a little bit random feeling. So don't worry about, like, there's no system that you have to know to understand what numbers the points are, and really you won't have to remember the numbers at all once you get to know where to reach them on your face. It can also be handy to have a mirror if you're having trouble finding these spots. That way, looking at it, you can discover it more easily. So point 6 happens to be just diagonally down from 17, and it's right here, just underneath the lip, just outside of the lip and down from it. So right there, and we're gonna stimulate it in a diagonal line moving towards the chin. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And this is one that you're gonna do on both sides as well. So I'm gonna find it there. Yep. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Next is point 19, which is right in this area underneath the nose. And that one, you're gonna just make sure to go up and down, and it's gonna be a much smaller movement. It is a little awkward right there underneath the nose because there's like not a lot of space to move, and it feels like it wants to come off center really easily. So that's why you just want to keep your movements kind of small right in this area. Now we're going to work some points up by the brow line. So point 180 is just outside of your brow line, and you're going to work that one in a back and forth motion. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. This one can kind of feel good just from a massage perspective as well, because that's right in your temple where those muscles can sometimes be tight. So on this side as well, and there's kind of like a little depression in there, so that is also helpful for finding where the point is. All right, next is 124, and this one is one that literally is always tender on me. So that is like just up here. It's in the outer portion of the forehead, kind of midway up. And this one you stimulate with a diagonal motion. And literally that whole area for me is tender, and it's almost always that way. So it's really easy to find that point. And that's one that sometimes I just stimulate on its own with a knuckle. So then you're gonna do the other side as well. And it's easier to go a little quicker on this area because it's just nice and flat. So there's nothing to make the motion at all awkward. If you wanted to do a knuckle on that point, like say you're out and about and you don't have a tool, you can just use the bone in the knuckle to rub that spot, which is really handy. Next, you're gonna move to point 34, which is just above this inner part of the eyebrow, the inner edge, and right above it. So you'll move your tool in the direction of hair growth for this point. And definitely this area often has a bit of tenderness for me too. And then do the other side. Well, I should still use my dominant hand. Switch sides, but it could get a lot more awkward using your less good hand. So do stick to using your good hand for both sides, because you don't want to lose control of the tool and end up slipping or pressing something you didn't mean to. Or a tool up the nostril or in the eye is also not the desired effect of this particular routine. So then we're going to do point 26, which is right in the middle of the forehead. And this is one that my acupuncturist does often hit with a needle as well. So it is a very universal sort of point to be stimulating. And you can do this one in little circles. It's definitely one of the key spots associated with stress and rebalancing all of that. The Dien Chan routines that I have learned always end with stimulating point 0, which is just outside of the ear area. So right there, and you're just gonna go up and down in that spot. And this particular point is used because it balances and integrates the effects of all of the rest of the points that you have used, because those all stimulate different areas, and this particular point brings it all together and helps to balance the energies. Yeah, got a little tenderness there too, so it's a good thing I'm doing that. So that's it, super easy, and I hope that you will notice some benefits from it. I think it's just a really cool way to get to know your body a bit better and to really pay attention to what's going on with you and how things change over time. If you are interested in learning more, there are books available on Dien Chan. It's actually spelled D-I-E-N and then C-H-A-N. So for a long time I was pronouncing it incorrectly, and then I was corrected on by one of our estheticians, thankfully. And so it does not spell in the English language like it sounds if you're going to go look it up and experiment with it further. But I hope that you will give it a shot and see if it helps you, and certainly tell me if you feel like it does. I'm always interested in knowing how the things that I share impact you. So please leave a comment and tell me if you tried this and what you thought of it, and if you'll do it some more. So, yep, have a great day, and thank you so much for tuning in. And subscribe if you would like to learn more natural beauty content and to learn more about your body and holistic wellness and beauty. I'm going to be posting more videos and sharing more as time goes on, and as well just trying to create some genuine conversation and connection. So have a great day, and I'll hopefully see you around again soon.